Hi, gorgeous Libras. How are you doing today? Happy birthday to all the early Librans out there. And September is always a really interesting month for you lot in general. I mean, not only is it the beginning of your birthday season, but whenever it's right before your birthday season like this, it's a deep time of reflection and prep. You're prepping up for a brand new year. I know personally for me, I'm filming these during this Mercury retrograde that we're starting the month out with, and it is a house cleaning time for everybody. Part of what's getting me through is my friend Tiffany and the work she does at Pink LUNE. This necklace right here, for example, oh my gosh, I love it. It's got amethyst, quartz, and aquamarine, hand custom made for me to help keep me energetically healthy and happy. And I'm wearing these amazing amethyst slices that I just think are to die for. She's giving you 15% off. I'm going to leave her store and the promo code in the description box, so check her out. So Libra, I have a note, and it's a funny note. It says, happy birthday. It's time to put your dancing shoes on. It's time to soar. Whoa, Justice was the first card that popped out. So yeah, so there you guys. Hi Librans. Are you coming back into your element? Are you feeling like yourselves? I hope so. Yeah, so September is always an interesting time for you guys because it's your 12th, Virgo is your 12th house, and that means it's time to set some intentions and go deep. And so some of you might be feeling a little tired at the beginning of the month, a little reflective, nothing extreme, but just kind of giving yourself a little bit of time to balance. You guys are the sign of balance, so you work very hard in your mind at making sure things are balanced in your life, right? And actually it's funny, the Hanged Man came out, so here you go, right out of the gate. I'm not done pulling cards, but Hanged Man and Justice, here you are at the beginning of the month, I think, especially as this retrograde and Mercury retrograde finishes up. You're calibrating, as you do, because you're calibrators. You're calibrators by nature. You want to seek balance and understanding and fairness and justice, and you want to make sure that you have a mental handle on where you want to be going. And, with this eclipse that just happened in your 11th house of friendship and the collective, you probably are feeling a little shaken and a little like you need some of this time. Generally speaking, there is a desire for this healing, quiet time of looking internally and just getting everything sorted, getting your storehouse in order for that fresh beginning, right? And I think the thing is that this slow energy is really important for you guys right now, because I think you're going to be taking off. I think you're going to be taking off into new horizons. And so whenever you get a chance to have some rest, to quiet before the storm, it's a really important time to do that. It's a really important time to do that. It's a really important time to set your intentions, get your cobwebs swept out. And Virgo is the sign of day-to-day activities. It's your 12th house too. So it's like the 12th house is your secret house. It's the house of the secret. It's the house of fantasy and even delusion. And it's a very deep placement. And having Virgo, the sign of day-to-day routine, means that, one thing, it's actually a good placement in the sense that it means you're going to be taking care of that, tidying up that regularly. And it's funny because the Knight of Pentacles came up next. And here, if this is a Virgo card, if I've ever seen one, the Knight of Pentacles takes his time and parses through things. He's not ready to just run off on his horse. He's not about to go galloping, sauntering into the sunset. He's going to take a look at what he has and take his time moving. And that's a really big theme at the beginning of this month. And the theme that I keep getting, like I said, is calm before the storm. Calm before the storm. And when I say that it's time to put your dancing shoes on, I think that's coming more in your birthday season. As we hit the last couple weeks of the month, especially that last week when we're really squarely in Libra, that's when you're going to be feeling the push. But before that, this is a time of vision boarding. That's kind of the way I would think of this energy right here. Really look at what you want. There's been some ups and downs. There's been some turmoil. There's been a little bit of confusion and fog. And now is a time to just get really grounded. Like, this is very grounding, good energy for getting very real with your goals and your needs when it comes to money, when it comes to home, when it comes to if you want to travel, or if you want to live in a smaller place and you want to downsize, or you want to retire, or you want to live in a different city, or start a new job, or have a relationship that is sturdy and stable. Like, it's really one of those times where you are going to get down to brass tacks with it. And that's a little intense. But the thing is, you're setting up for this kind of high speed, beautiful thing to come in, because the King of Cups and the Knight of Wands are right after that. Now, unlike the Knight of Pentacles on this side, the Knight of Wands over here is like, look at his horse go. He is ready, to jump into action and to take steps. But guess what? The reason that this is going to work out well for you is because you took the time in this Knight of Pentacles energy to look internally and to take your time. Therefore, you're not going to be going rashly into the unknown. So even if the energy is high and you start to really move, you start to work really hard, or you start to get a lot deeper into a relationship and you start to take these big steps forward, because I see that happening for you, where it's like high action the second half of this month. High action. I mean, the King of Cups, romance, you guys. This is big romance. This is big movement all around. Not only is this emotional, intuitive knowing, this is like actually acting on things. And so I think a lot of you are going to be finding your calendar is full when mid-September hits. Suddenly you're having date nights. Suddenly you're having extra trainings for work. Suddenly you're having more money coming in, but you're suddenly also a lot busier. And this movement, this high intensity movement, is going to be a little overwhelming. I have to be honest. King of Cups makes me think about how he is really collected and clear and centered, even though he's on a little bit of a stormy sea, even though his throne is on water. He's cool with it because he has a centering. And once again, that comes from this slower time, this recalibration time at the beginning of the month. It's so key, because whatever high impact energy is coming at you, if you've connected in with what you really want and how you're really envisioning it, you will find that the actions you take are perfectly fitting with what you need to be doing, because you did your homework beforehand and you're not just doing things to people please, which, you guys, I know you do that. I know you want to make people happy and you want to keep everything as level and even as possible. So you tend to, in the moment, say what's going to please people. And then inside, you're not really happy about it. Well, this month, take the time to really, really be honest with yourself about what you want, so that when it's high impact energy and you're on this and the spotlight's on you, and the person you're dating is like, hey, do you want to take this further? You know where you are, so you are saying what's really true for you. So you don't have to go back and fix it. You don't have to go over in your mind trying to like analyze it, because you're not pleasing anybody if you're just trying to please everybody around you. Really important to keep in mind, actually. Really important. Now, here's the thing. There is this little bit of a resistance I'm seeing in you guys. It's funny. It's really interesting, because I'm seeing you actually have really good clarity of insight and opportunities coming your way in love and in creativity and in work. Like I said, whatever it is that you're like really trying to culminate, I think you're going to be finding that energy is really high meeting you. Really high meeting you. But there's kind of this resistance, like almost feel like you guys don't think you deserve it. Like things are going too smoothly, things are going too well, so I am going to shut it down. I mean, the Nine of Swords, or no, the Eight of Swords, sorry, is that card of walls, putting up walls, putting up barriers, kind of trapping yourself in your mind, which, what was I just saying about knowing your own intentions and not people pleasing? One thing that can happen is you can really get in your own head and say, no, I can't have this. No, I'm not allowed to have this. So I'm just going to put this wall up. I'm going to blind myself. I'm going to pull myself back. Now that may be a good thing. Sometimes I say with this card, depending on how it's coming out, it can be a really good card for the world kind of pulling you back and blindfolding you to make sure that you continue to take action that's meant for you. So if you do feel a slowdown, if you do feel uncertainty, especially before your birthday, maybe listen in to what that's saying for you. Because we also have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is a really interesting card to have come out in this high impact month that you're having, because the Hierophant is, on the one hand, he's this spiritual teacher. You know, he is a teacher of the highest order. You know, he takes his esoteric knowledge and he teaches, he mentors, he gives information, but he's also a rule follower. And he's also a little bit strict and a little bit into institutions. You know, he likes the institution. And part of what I'm seeing here is you guys are chafing at the bit a little bit. Chomping at the bit and chafing in general. That's what I mean to say. I'm mixing my metaphors here. With this structure. I think some of you, when I'm looking at these two together, actually what I'm feeling is that you are... And this is a big theme coming up in September, right on the heels of this eclipse and the effect it is having on people overall, everybody going in, because it's the next 6 months. You are going to be seeing things clearly with that eclipse energy. And part of what I'm seeing here is there's some kind of structure around you that you want to get rid of. And as the month continues and as you get closer to your birthday and as we have energy moving your direction, there is this kind of urgency to wanting to get out of something, wanting to end something, wanting to shift something, and not really knowing how to do that. And once again, this goes back to that internal work that you're doing. So if you're paying close enough attention when you're in the Hanged Man energy, you'll have your answer, but it's probably going to be whispering at you. And the voice will probably continue to get louder and louder as the month continues. And if you're listening carefully, you'll be able to start making changes that are really positive for you. If you're not, though, it will scream in your ear like this. And it won't feel very good. So, because you're going to really want to just do something, kind of volatile and wild to get out of it, right? Because it's like, if you're in this position, you're going to want to like just wiggle your way out of it and however you can. And this is just one aspect of your life. This could be that maybe you overschedule yourself. Maybe you overpromise. Like I was saying, don't people please. Stick to what you know you want. Stick to your truth. Stick to your center. Please do that, Librans. It might just be something you have to address, because the last two cards are really positive. We have the Four of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. And when I see this, it just makes me happy. I love it. I love this for Librans too. Because Four of Wands is that happy partnership. It's the culmination of energy that's been building for a while. And it's that happiness. I mean, it's the look at the warm color of this card. You know, the Four of Wands is just such a happy card. It's jubilation, it's success, it's excitement, it's the beginning of a process that you're excited to put your foot on. You know, you're excited to put your foot on this path forward. And it's energizing and invigorating and inspiring. And this is true love and romance. So I feel like some of you, when I'm looking at this process, some of you, it might be that you start the month kind of introspective, asking questions about what you really want that to look like, get a little frustrated and a little lost, and come back out really seeing what you want in relationship, what you want in partnership. And this can also be about creative adventures too, because we have that Wands energy in this spread, and we have that desire for freedom, true intellectual freedom, true spiritual freedom, true life purpose freedom. There is something going on here with what you're doing in the world and you wanting to really make it matter. And I think Four of Wands connects with that too. So it's like, the thing with you guys this month is I feel like a lot of you are just going to be major truth seekers who are like, you're not going to put up with a subpar relationship, and you're not going to do work that's meaningless to you. You're really going to be focusing in on what matters, what really matters, and how you are embracing that. I mean, you are idealists in the truest sense. You want to be true. You want to bring truth to the table. You want to bring knowledge to the table. And I love that we end with Ace of Pentacles, because here's that fresh start as well. I mean, this is fresh start. And this connects with the material world, with how you're utilizing all this intellectual thinking that you're having right here, with this whole dynamic going on, with your battle that you're having with where you are in the world. How are you applying that in the material world to open doors for yourself? Because I feel like you're ready to shed an old skin. You are ready to say goodbye to an old structure or stricture that you've had on yourself. And you really want to start taking action. You're really ready to like sit down and have that conversation you needed to have. You're really willing to go for that job you've always wanted. You're really willing to walk away from a job you don't like anymore, a house you don't like anymore. You're really willing to sit down and have a conversation with somebody you love and say, hey, I need this. I need this. I need a verdant world to be in because I can't be in this shallow, empty space. I need there to be depth. I need there to be intellect. I need there to be meaning with everything I do. There's this calling, this really strong feeling I'm getting from you guys that the shallow, empty stuff in life has been bothering you for a while. And this month it's just kind of like everything, you can see it. It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. And you can't quite ignore it anymore. And this is going to be different from all you different Librans depending on your charts and what's influencing you and what's going on in your life and which cycle you're in. But I do know there's like an element of big truth. Like the truth is coming out. Maybe that's what I mean by put your dancing shoes on because it's time for a real truthful conversation. But at any rate, this is a deep time for you guys. I hope that your birthday season, the beginning of it, is beautiful. Try and relax. Try and just, listen in, tune in. Trust your inner knowing and also be honest. Be honest and steady and be patient and honest. You don't have to rush in. If you have an aha moment about this truth that you need to change, sit down with it, think it through, balance it out. Think about what you really want to say and then move into the action, especially as we get to the end of the month. We're getting further away from that Mercury retrograde, which is affecting communication. We're getting close to the end of the Pluto retrograde, which is affecting all of our secret internal worlds. That's when the movement's really going to start to be clear and easy for you. So I'm wishing you all the best. I'm going to leave my website and my email in the description box. Please check me out. I do personal readings. I would love to work with you. I will see you in October for more Libran birthday, beautiful, exciting messages. And I just wish you all the best. Mwah.